Guys, what's going on? My name is Ryan. I trade ETFs and I like to make videos to show some of the technical analysis that I'm seeing in the market today. So we've got XBI representing the Spider Biotech ETF, and let's get started with our technical analysis. So we can see that we have this large drop here back in mid-2015 all the way into the start of 2016, and we set in this megaphone pattern marked here by these red lines, and we kind of have an A, B, C, D, E, and then we fall all the way back down here to the bottom of this red line here, and also the bottom of this channel. This channel has represented the overall support and resistance for this trend. We can see that we are in an upwards trend right here. I've outlined here in these bold black lines the pattern that we're kind of witnessing over a longer term time period. I am very skeptical of this. However, I've seen a lot of other chartists that I follow mark this. However, I do like to provide a more comprehensive picture on multiple time frames other than just drawing, a couple of lines here. This is major resistance, this is major support. I think that's too simplistic of a view to look at it. And the reason that this isn't a ascending triangle, in my opinion, is that there's too much white space. This is the first time that we've touched the top of this channel right here. And theory just says that price is supposed to fill in all the white space all along the way. And so I do not think that this is an appropriate one. However, I have still drawn it because, like I said, a lot of people that I follow have it marked down as well. So we've come in here, and to be honest, biotech has been one of the most challenging sectors for me to try and analyze, just because it's showing a ton of different divergences and a ton of different patterns on the different time frames that I look at it for. But I'm going to do my best to try and explain what I'm seeing, and we'll get through it together. So what I have right here, I said triple top. So it looks like we come up here and we get rejected once, twice, and it looks like we got rejected for a third time and we're starting to move lower. So triple tops are fairly significant. And it's supported by some divergences here in my indicators. We can see that our highest RSI was back here in March, and we have yet to retest this previous RSI high, and we've just decided to move lower ever since, while price has moved higher or stalled out here and stayed the same. As far as our CCI goes, we can see that our CCI has trended down from this top right here to this top. This is a lower amount of bull volume coming into this price pattern, and this is another bearish divergence because price has actually increased over the same period that volume has decreased. I see us kind of coming into what may be a wedge pattern. We have our wedge starting here, and this is our support line, and this is a resistance line that is angled lower than our support line. So these will probably converge somewhere over here. But for the short term, it looks like we just played out a cup and handle pattern. We see this here with this rounded shape, this flagging out. We actually had a pretty nice trade going up here into the 7250 range, and we played LABU, which is the 3 times bull ETF for biotech. LABD is the 3 times bear, and I am in LABD at the moment, and we will have to see how things play out. So let's go into the 2-hour chart and see what we're looking at. So as far as this wedge pattern we have kind of going on here, we come up, we set our A, B, C, D, and E, and I think that this E is strengthened by the fact that we broke out below this support line here, and price kind of rallied and was like, hey, let's get our stuff together, and we came back up into this pattern here. But this break here does show some fairly major weakness in the overall pattern and the price here for biotech. So I do see 3 divergences. Usually I only spot 1 or 2, and for this time I have all 3 showing right here. So clearly in price we have 3 higher highs, and then for our indicators we have a lower low RSI, lower lows for our slow stochastic, which measures momentum, and lower lows for our CCI, which is our commodity channel index, and it measures volume as well as support and resistance lines. So there are 3 divergences here, and price is making 3 higher highs. I think this is fairly significant. In the 30-minute, again here on the 30-minute, we have these higher highs as RSI makes lower lows. However, a much shorter term divergence that was positive was our slow stochastic making a higher low, while price made a lower low. This is a bullish divergence. This is very short. I think this is about a day or 2 long, and therefore you can kind of see it play out. We had this short-term pop right here. However, this is such a short-term divergence that this pop right here is kind of all that I expect from it, and this is starting to look a little bit like a bear flag to me. However, we might come down just right here and then shoot up a lot more, and this would be an inverse head and shoulders. So from the 15 minutes from the 30 minutes, go to the 15 minute. So this is what I was seeing when I played that LABU. We had this diamond bottom right here. We got in once we broke out of it. We wrote it up here and we sold out, and we saw this kind of ascending triangle, which is a bullish pattern. We come up, we set our resistance level, come down, set our support level. This is A, B, C, D, E. We struggle to get up. We break down, and it was a false breakdown. And we come up, we flag out here, and we move up higher. It's interesting to note that our measured move here from the support down to our resistance down to our support, we take this, we clone it, and we drag it over to the point of breakout, and it came up right here. And it looks like this was an appropriate measured move, as price did get within about 30 cents of that measured move, and it did complete it over here on the far hump. A divergence that I'm seeing here on the CCI is marked by a lower high in volume and a higher high in price, so this is fairly significant. I've dragged this previous resistance line all the way over in the chart, and it's interesting, we can see it continuing to have an effect on the price action. It was support here, it was support here, it was resistance here, and it looks like it was support, and now it's resistance right over here. So I'll be interested to see what plays out here in biotech. Here on the 5-minute time frame, this goes back to my last video, but I saw my video comes right about here. I saw this ABCDE pennant continuation pattern, and then this support level here by our red support line. I marked it down as a must-hold level. We held it fairly well. We bounced right back up, and now we're falling back down and testing the support level again. And like I said, I'll be interested in seeing what comes out of biotech next week, if my bearish stance on higher time frames comes true, or if we're going to confirm this breakout level right here. And you can see that this was a major resistance level. We got rejected off of it 3 times before, and this is more of a significant rise out of it, and then we fall back down into the pattern. So this was my video on biotech. If you like this video, please like and subscribe for weekly updates. It really helps me out a lot. Good luck in trading biotech next week, and happy Father's Day.